Hey girls, it's Katie. So this is my labor and delivery experience and Alice's birth story. I'm going to do it in two parts. The first part being all of the labor that was at home, and then the second part being in the hospital. So the story starts off with my early labor video that I recorded on Friday morning, June 24th, early in the morning. I'll put a link to it below. So that was when my early labor was really just starting. It started around 3:30 that morning, and I recorded that video I think around 6, just explaining sort of what symptoms I was experiencing. At that point, I believe I was, as of Thursday, I had been for a midwife appointment and I was 90% effaced, and I believe I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 centimeters, but I definitely talked about it in that video. So from that point, Friday, after I made that video, I took a bath, and then I made my cookies. I had made cookie dough, I think the day before. So I went ahead and baked the cookies that I took to the hospital staff. My mom came in at around noon from out of town, so she was here. She made it in time. After my mom got here, we went out for lunch with my mom and my mother-in-law. I had a coupon for like a family Italian restaurant in our neighborhood that we really like, and the coupon had to be used in either June or July, and all along I was waiting to use it sort of right before the baby came, so the timing again worked out really perfectly. We went and just had a nice lunch. I got eggplant parmesan because, well, it's one of my favorites, but also there are some restaurants that claim that eggplant parmesan stimulates labor, so I gave it a shot. I was sort of already there, but it definitely, maybe it helped move things along, I don't know. It certainly didn't hurt, and it was really good. Pretty much that whole day I was having contractions. They were about 10 minutes apart and they were pretty manageable. Mike and I were timing them with an iPhone app. It averages the time between them for you. So that was really helpful. We didn't have to put too much thought into it and get too wrapped up in sort of the numbers. So Friday night, I was really trying to rest. The contractions were getting a little bit closer together, maybe around 7 minutes apart. All that night, like I said, I tried to rest as much as possible, but I was getting up a whole lot. Mike and I just played music all night. We started one of our music playlists that we'd prepared, and I have such good memories of this night. It was just really calm and like intimate, just between the two of us. We were both just feeling really good and really happy, and just sort of, really able to enjoy the experience together. So I was moving around. I was just walking around the bedroom, sitting on the birth ball, and I took at least 2 baths, I think, over the course of the night. But it was really nice. We just sort of kept the lights off and a candle burning and dozed on and off, both of us, trying to get as much rest as possible, but really just excited about what was happening. So by Saturday morning, that would be June 25th, this was the day that my midwife predicted that we would give birth, and we cut it pretty close, but we didn't quite make it. So Saturday, that morning I was still feeling really good, feeling really confident. I'd say up until this point, everything was really ideal. Early that morning, around 5 a.m., Mike and I went for a walk around the neighborhood with my mom. Just as the sun was coming up, the temperature was really nice. There were like bats flying around and birds singing, and it was just really beautiful. My contractions were getting more intense. I think they were still maybe around 7 minutes apart. But I was just really feeling they were more powerful. So again, just spent the morning sort of eating as much as I wanted to, drinking, really trying to stay hydrated, and resting when possible. I took a couple of naps, short periods, just sort of between contractions, but I think that really helped keep my energy up at that point. And all through that morning, we were checking in with our midwife through phone calls and texting. just to sort of give her an idea of where we were at. But definitely we weren't at the point of, needing to go to the hospital. So by noon on Saturday, my contractions were about 5 minutes apart, which is when they start to recommend you go to the hospital. But they were really manageable. I felt like we were coping really well. I was really enjoying the freedom of movement I had here. I was using a lot of yoga positions and, just really able to, I feel really comfortable at home. I really like being at home. So I really feel like that it was just the right place for me at the time. But around noon, there was a slight change in the dynamic. My mother-in-law came, and she felt like it was time for us to go to the hospital. So pretty much right when she walked in, and she heard that my contractions were 5 minutes apart, she was really, really pushing to load everything into the car and go. And Mike and I had to sort of talk and sort of get recentered around that, because I think that he panicked a little bit when she expressed so strong an opinion, and he kind of felt like, oh my gosh, you're right, they are 5 minutes, like maybe this is the time when we need to go. So he was a little bit swayed by that, and I kind of had to assert myself and really sort of pull back, and we had to talk about, how our plan had been all along, and how we were both feeling, and that it was not yet time to go. That was my feeling, and we were able to come to that consensus. So unfortunately, that little conflict sort of disrupted the flow that I feel like I had been experiencing all along. So Ina May talks about this a lot, that there can be sort of disruptions that can stall your labor. And that's really what happened with me. As I had been using the week before, I really believe in like the mind-body connection, and I think that you can, to some degree, control your body. But a lot of things are out of your control too. In any event, that whole little panic really stalled my contractions, and they went back from about 5 minutes apart to about 10 minutes apart. And when they did sort of pick up again, everything was in my back. So sometime during that, it was maybe a couple of hours that passed when things really slowed down. We just went ahead and ate lunch, and again, Mike and I just tried to regroup. But when everything picked up again, I was having back labor, so I think the baby had turned during that time. So I was still trying to relax as much as possible, but I was a whole lot more uncomfortable than I had been all the time before. So I was trying to use all the positions I had learned to get the baby to turn, and but I was really just getting tired a lot faster than I had been up until that point. So around 3:30 p.m. on Saturday, we decided it was time to go to the hospital. My contractions were about 3 minutes apart, 3.5, something like that. And I still felt okay. The hospital's only 10 minutes from our house, so I really felt okay being where we were. But I did feel like with the back labor, I could use more support, and I could use the support of my midwife to help us, with coping with the back pain, and being able to suggest other positions that we hadn't thought of. So around 3:30 on Saturday, we headed to the hospital, and the rest of the story continues in the next video.